The marketing blueprint for new inventors, or bringing your product to market in general for that matter. I've been consulting with inventors for some time now, and recently I've had two inventors come to me with very similar needs and requests. And both inventors were in a group setting, meaning maybe it was a husband, wife, friends, what have you. But multiple people who didn't quite have a clue how to market the invention. Not that they didn't have a clue, but they didn't know the first steps to take or how to avoid foul-ups. So I want to do this episode today to lay out as close as I can to a blueprint that would cover the quintessential invention. Now, this came to me by way of a meeting I just had less than an hour ago where a gentleman was saying he can do anything with a formula or with a blueprint. He could build a house, he could build a skyscraper. And that's actually kind of funny because a friend and I are currently spitballing, building out a course that it is an entire inventing journey blueprint, or the sections of the journey pieced out one course at a time. Let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. So with the need for a blueprint, I thought, well, why don't I throw together an episode to the best of my ability and really without preparation? You know, I thought about writing down notes, but that's cheesy. That doesn't work. Anybody who wants to start a podcast, podcasts do not come from notes. Podcasts come from the heart and from stories. Step number 1, you have to post 3 videos on social media a week. Now, how do you go about posting 3 videos on social media a week? I consult a lot of inventors who are maybe over the age of 40, and they don't consider themselves too keen on publishing videos on social media. And that's fine. But know that it's going to cost you money. Know that you're going to have to hire someone who maybe works as a freelancer or a full-time marketing coordinator, but whoever you connect with, they're going to have to publish at least 3 videos a week. And what do these videos consist of? These videos are showcasing your product. Now, I don't really shoot videos that showcase my product anymore, and I'll get to that near the end. But in the beginning, 3 videos a week. Now, after you've been publishing 3 videos a week for quite a while, you can turn those into meta campaigns. The reason we're going to we're going to wait a little bit is because we want those organic posts to perform. That way we know how audiences respond, what gets people to click on the link in our bio and come visit our website. But this is not enough to get you where you want to be. And the days of products going viral, they're not over. By no means are they over, but they are more challenging. And frankly, I don't know how to go viral on social media anymore. Or if I do, it doesn't convert to sales like it used to. Now, in your journey, you probably will go viral a handful of times if you throw enough videos at the wall. And you will have incredible spikes of sales. I'm talking $3,000 overnight, $4,000 in a day, $10,000 over a weekend and beyond. But eventually that's going to hit a limit. There will be a diminishing return where Meta, Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform it is, they're kind of showing the same 2 million people your content over and over again. So the first time I really went like super duper, not the first time, but the most impactful time I went viral, I had a video that was breaching 5,000 views on TikTok, and a week later it started breaching millions of views on Facebook, simultaneously going viral on 2 platforms. That resulted in 2 $30,000 days in a row, and ultimately more than $100,000 in 1 week. That's rare. I've had a lot more $6,000 days, $7,000 days that I could maintain a little bit, but overall is volatile. Okay. So you can do the same. You can be going viral on multiple platforms at the same time, but it's going to take some work. Videos don't go viral because the product is kind of cool or looks useful. Videos go viral because you agitate or you challenge the status quo, or maybe it's such a helpful hint that it truly goes viral for the right reasons, which is ideal. We now like videos that go viral because people learn from them. These are the influencers. These are the pages that people tend to follow because they think I'm going to be a better person if I see their next video. But that's challenging to do, and that's a brand and that's an identity that you have to form. Okay? So we're posting 3 times a week with the hope of going viral a few times. Then we're going to turn that into meta ads. Now, meta ads does not mean you're taking the best posts and you're hitting the boost button. Running meta ads means being very intentional, taking some time to get off this podcast and go venture out and learn about meta ads and to run successful campaigns. We live in the Meta Andromeda era, which I don't even like saying that name because by the time this publishes tomorrow, they will probably have some new stupid name. It all just stands for AI. And meta ads have been running off of AI before AI was a cool word. Now it's a cool word, so they want to emphasize it. My washing machine now has AI on the front label of the device. I digress. You need to feed the meta campaign at least 8 creatives, 7 videos, and 1 slider image ad, okay? This feeds the beast enough information to find the right audiences. Don't try to outsmart the AI. Don't be a hero. Don't focus on Texas because of X or Oregon because of temperature or the propensity to buy off-road products in Utah. Just let it run nationwide. This is why we're in e-commerce, because we want the ability to sell to anyone nationwide, and we can ship to them for all relatively the same price, okay? This method can be rinsed and repeated throughout the year. Create a month's worth of content, see what the organic winner is, implement it into your Meta AI campaign. Meta will tell you very quickly, within a couple weeks, maybe within a month, which ads are winners and which are losers. And then you can take that data, which is just your ROAS, return on ad spend, and you can make actionable changes to your content. Now, whoever your guy or gal may be, you can talk to. So let's rewind. Who is the guy or gal that can handle this? Well, again, I've talked to a lot of inventors, consulted them. If they really have money, I say hire a marketing coordinator. This could cost you anywhere from $60,000 to $85,000, depending on where you're located. And a marketing coordinator is a great job title because it's such a catch-all for all things marketing. If you sit in an interview with a social media manager, you can ask a lot of questions about social media, viral videos, good practices, good cadences, and they should be able to deliver on all those. But when you ask the social media manager, what do we need to do to have 15,000 people in as email subscribers in 1 year? Or how are you going to manage running meta campaigns? That social media manager is going to have probably a blank stare on their face. And they're probably young, they're probably hungry, they might say, I can learn, but you don't really have, you can't afford to be somebody's guinea pig at this stage, which is sad to say, right? Because we all have been there trying to get a job and we're frustrated. Why won't anyone train me? Let the big companies train the interns. You need a professional. Now, hiring somebody at $85,000, that could mean $6,500 a month out of your payroll. So that might be too expensive for most people. But hiring a freelancer, finding somebody in between, that could be your answer. They may carry out these tasks. They may do an initial overhaul of $2,000 to overhaul your website, get you set up on Shopify and running properly. And then they could charge you $3,000, maybe $4,000 a month to post those 3 to 5 videos a week and to run them on meta campaigns. All right. So this alone, depending on how much market validation you've done, if you have a product that lends itself well to the market, this alone could get you into the realm of $500,000 in sales in a year. If you want to get higher, you're going to need to start to look at Amazon. And Amazon is an entirely different beast. But by the time you're at $500,000 in sales on your website, you're probably equipped to hire the right help to get you on Amazon. Now, if you want to know the name of my Amazon guy, just write in the comments, ask me who my Amazon guy is, and I'll try to hook you up. But on Amazon, that's a very competitive game. You are running the risk of getting knocked off. And if you want to learn how to beat knockoffs, go back an episode or two. I think I labeled it How to Kill Knockoffs on Amazon, Temu, and eBay, and listen to Roberto's story. Amazon is going to be your gateway to $1 million in sales. Amazon is where more people are shopping. But the Amazon game tends to curb your enthusiasm. It tends to create a reliance on Amazon within you that you don't even notice. I can honestly say over the last year, I tried to shift my business more to Amazon for a couple reasons. Going through some personal stuff, I needed some time to myself. I needed to reflect, and I needed to find what's going to get my company to 5 million and beyond. So I've gone on a journey to discover that. And what I've uncovered is really incredible. And if you want an episode about that journey, let me know in the comments because it's very personal. And I don't know if you guys want me to go there, but if you do, drop a comment and if enough people want to hear it, I'll definitely do it. But I took a break and I put my company on autopilot on Amazon. And I can tell you that the results were diminishing. When I put the company on autopilot, I had my Amazon guy just running PPC ads, doing some collaborative influencer campaigns on Amazon. You guys have probably seen those where influencers are making videos about the content in the platform or about the product in the platform. But because I stopped doing my outside marketing, because I stopped posting on social media every day, it just didn't connect the same. We had a good Christmas, but after Christmas 2025 was over, we're running flat. I mean, I'll be candid with you. Some days we only sell $1,000 worth of straps. That ain't going to fly. So daddy's got to get his butt into gear. Daddy's got to come up with a new game plan. And I will, and I'll update you on that. But we had a nice $200,000 Christmas season, so everything's good. I have some cushion here to figure out my next strategy. Amazon tends to make you complacent. Amazon tends to make you reliant, tends to make you a little bit lazy. So you can't go all in on Amazon. You have to have a backup strategy if you really want to get your product over $1 million. You need to be hitting both fronts, your outside marketing channels. This is your socials, YouTube, influencers, user-generated content, or UGC for short. And you need to be very present on Amazon. You need to have very good product listings and product images, A+ content, yada, yada, yada. So that's the e-commerce blueprint. And that's going to get you somewhere around $1 million in revenue. If you want to get beyond $1 million, you're going to have to become a networking expert. And this starts at trade shows. So once you've got the e-commerce revenue, now you can justify going and getting a booth at a trade show. And a booth at a trade show can vary depending on the size of the show, but this can be anywhere from $500 to $5,000. Actually, that's a joke. $500 to $40,000, probably more than that. I just spent some time at the IBS International Build Show in Orlando 2026, and I was assisting a partner who had a 40 by 40 booth. I'm pretty sure the cost on that booth was over $100,000. But I learned that that's where the deals are made. Buyers are coming there to buy. There's not a lot of end customers at these trade shows. Sometimes it's direct-to-consumer trade shows. And you can sell a little bit of product there, and it's good. But I'd rather, if you're trying to sell product direct-to-consumer, you do it online. When you go to the trade shows, I want you to be focused on B2B. When you go to these trade shows, you need to have a plan in place. It's not enough to say, this is a cool product, what do you think? You need to have a plan for those retailers. This is a countertop display. It holds 12 units. You buy it for $1,500 and you turn around and sell it at a $5,000 value to your end customers. Make it a no-brainer. Make the display visual and tactile. Let them touch the product and pull. press here. You guys have all seen that. You go to O'Reilly Auto Parts. Remember the little Lucas Oil spinny, spinny, spin? That started at a trade show. And somebody said, I want that on every counter in O'Reilly. Now, maybe your item doesn't lend itself to the counter, but you see what I'm saying. Have a plan, have a strategy. Know your pricing. Know your case quantities when you ship it. Know the weights of the product. Know dimensions. Know every in and out so that when the buyers come to you to talk turkey, you're ready to walk the walk. So e-commerce, posting 3 times a week, running those as social ads, and then acting on the ads that do well or do not. Amazon, hiring a good Amazon guy, running PPC, good product images, good listings. And if you want to learn more about product images, it was somewhere around episode 40, how to nail product images. I went over Roberto's images back when they were bad. He made them good. He came back on the show to say his sales like quadrupled, right? Go find that episode. Maybe I'll put it up here in post-production. This is the marketing blueprint to the best that I can give you. Now, if you want to scale beyond this, let me just go here. I have 40,000 followers on Instagram. Some about the same on Facebook, 90,000 followers on TikTok, and 27,000 subscribers on YouTube. All that to be said, how I make money now is other influencers. I can post a video on all my channels and my sales do not go up 1 iota. Maybe if I really worked at it and had a video hit a couple million, they would go up 20%. It is not like the old days because I'm hitting the same people over and over again. True digital marketing is an intentional campaign that is constantly finding new influencers, new audiences, and new channels, and is strategically releasing these videos or content at the time intended. Meaning, my plan for 2026, I'm just going to give you this roadmap, and I think everybody should really consider this. I'm going to find 10 YouTubers in different niches that can sell my product. So I sell cargo straps. That means I'm going to have a kayak guy, and he's going to have more than 1 million subscribers. I'm not playing games with any 200,000. No. It's not enough. It's not enough. And you'd be surprised how many channels with 1 million subscribers, they're still holding the camera by themselves. So if you approach them with a $4,000 deal, they're going to listen, especially if you're personable. So I'm going to find the Boat Zone. Maybe you guys have heard of the channel, The Boat Zone. I just inked the deal. They have more than 1 million subscribers and 3 different channels, total of 3 million, close to 3 million subscribers, plus 900,000 followers on Instagram. They agreed to do spots on every single release, and they release 3 episodes a week of my product. I just have to go shoot the ad. Okay. So for $4,000 a month, I'm getting displayed 12 times on their Boat Zone channel. This is the Haul Over Inlet. They're in Miami. They're watching the boats go out and they get stuffed in the waves and all the girls in bikinis, right? Awesome niche. That's one. Next, I'm going after kayaks, then mountain bikes, then 4-wheelers, then UTVs, then truckers, you name it. I'm going to find somebody in every niche and ink the same type of deal. And yes, it's going to cost money, but I'm going to generate money along the way. As long as you have the inventory to back it, it makes sense. But the reason I'm doing this is because I have to hit new audiences. And meta ads alone is not enough to hit new audiences because you need good creatives. So again, we go back to the strategy. Not only are we finding the right influencers, not only are we timing when to release the content and how long to run those campaigns. For instance, I may only partner with Boat Zone for 3 months. And when midsummer hits, I might switch to something else or vice versa. Maybe I'll bring back the Boat Zone when midsummer hits and everybody's trying to cool off and they're thinking about boats. But I'm going to be very intentional about the releases. You have to hit new audiences and your own Instagram, things like that. It was Meta. Meta doesn't necessarily hit new audiences unless you feed it new content and you feed it new social proof. And I hate even saying Meta because Meta is just talking to audiences. They're finding audiences in your niche, audiences who are into four-wheel drive. And they're showing them content that they think that they'll like. And if you keep just crushing a box and showing that the torque strap stays tight, the people don't like that. What do people like? They want to know that the Boat Zone supports torque strap and legitimizes the brand, or that Rasmussen mountain biking supports the brand, or that Jack Hauser Dingleballs of kayaks.com supports the brand and has shot a video to prove it. Now, you can do this on a smaller scale with influencers on Instagram, TikTok, things like that. But remember, smaller investments, smaller impact. You could have a good partnership that, boom, you have a $6,000 day because they had a video that did well, got 100,000 views, all a brand new audience. That's great. But what's the plan for tomorrow? And what's the plan for the next day and the next day and the next day? If you're going that route, you want to have a weekly regimen. You are basically a broker, a salesperson to influencers, be that YouTube long form or Instagram, TikTok short form. You need to be a full-time broker to these deals so that content is always being pumped out, and you need to be collecting data on what is happening. You need to be giving these people trackable links so that you know how to act right for the future. You need to have naming conventions so that you understand what is happening in Shopify and tags that are associated with the sales so you know what influencer is a winner and when you're starting to get a diminishing return because that influencer's audience is also getting tired of seeing the ads. And give them a little 6-month break. Okay? So that's the best rough blueprint I can give you for free. To put pen to paper, I would have to build out a full course. And like I said earlier, I'm thinking about building out full courses from everything from product validation to protecting an IP to launching your socials and your marketing channel to Amazon to getting in retail and distribution. Let me know of those ideas. If I was to create one course, because it's going to take some time, if I was going to create one course, what would that course be about? And don't say the whole process. It's too broad. That would take 7 months. One month boot camp where you meet with me every weekend and we have videos for you to study throughout the week and touch points, and then accountability meetings, right, midweek or every 2 weeks until you're through that program. If there was a 1 month topic and program, what would that be? Let me know in the comments. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Remember, I took the punches so you don't have to. I'll see you guys on the next one.